What's going on, guys? BlueMonsoon here, and welcome back to some more Battlefield 4 gameplay. Now, this week, for a little bit of a change, I decided to go up and try and play the new Classic mode to see what it was like, see what the differences were, and in general, see if it was worth playing. Now, when I first jumped in, the first things that came out to me were that, first of all, there was no 3D spotting. Now, that might confuse you a little bit. Basically, what that is there's no spotting in general. A lot of the time, if you press the Q button to spot somebody, they'll show up on the mini-map, but not on the... there's no icon above their head. And at first, this kind of confused me, because I thought 3D spotting meant it would go through buildings or mountains and stuff like that, but no, apparently it doesn't, which kind of confused me at first, and then eventually I realised and got the idea. Also, as you would just see there is no kill cam, which is another weird thing. I kind of like the addition of a kill cam, and to be honest with me, that's one thing I don't really like, but I'll get into that a little bit more later on. But then I kind of stopped and thought, is that it? Because those are the only things that really jumped out to me when playing this game mode. But I did go back and I looked about some extra, or maybe some extra, but I went back and looked at some of the notes that were done for Classic mode. And I found out that, well, I didn't find out, I knew, but I just forgot that there is no health regen, which is something that didn't really, stand out to me too much. I mean, usually when I go up and kill somebody or get killed, usually I don't come away from it. I either kill them or just get, outright killed or don't lose any health at all. Also, one thing I didn't notice at all was the squad leader only spawn, and this surprised me because this is something that you really should notice, but I didn't somehow, and I don't actually think that a lot of the time I think I was a squad leader, so I was able to spawn on anyone. And for a lot of the time I didn't actually realise this. And I think that's mainly because there's less of an emphasis on the squad leader, because it's something that isn't a full game mechanics. It's something that personally I didn't really get used to. A couple of other things, there is a mag dump system. Like when you see, if here I have 30 rounds, now if I fire off 15 of those, I will lose the other 15 rounds. You don't keep them, they don't go into a little bag. The round just gets, all the rest of the ammo gets rid of. So I did end up running out of ammo quite a lot. You see this here when I pull up my gun again in a minute. I only have 62 rounds left, and I stupidly reload, meaning I only have 2 mags left. And I didn't realise that Magnum system was in the game. I get this though. I reload, only have 31 left. So that was quite an annoying thing. Something that took me a while to realise, and eventually I did. But the final feature that was something I didn't really use too much was the addition of no third person in vehicles. Now, that's not really a big feature. I'm not really much of a vehicle player, but it is something I did notice when I got in a vehicle, and it's kind of disorientating. It isn't really that difficult, but it did throw me off from time to time. So overall, I enjoyed, in a way, playing the new Classic mode, or the old Classic mode now in Battlefield 4, but I did kind of think a lot of time, hang on a minute, what's the difference from the full game? It's sort of like hardcore, but for people who aren't good enough at hardcore. But the one thing that made this fun was using this weapon here, the SR2. I've newly unlocked it, and to be honest, if I wasn't using this, I don't think I would have had fun. So that was really what made this good. To be honest, if a couple of changes I'd like to see a different kind of kill cam interacted. Maybe if it's shorter, if it follows the player, but doesn't highlight him, or if it follows him from his perspective, like right over his head or something. Personally, I like having a kill cam, and it just helps me that little bit. And I wouldn't mind seeing one in this mode, even if it is kind of like a less hardcore. The mag dump system is something I'd like to see kept in the game. It's good. I like it, although I didn't notice it that much. By the way, just here, this is a little fence that I saw out in the middle of nowhere, so I decided to have a look and investigate, see if it was destructible, and it is. It's weird that you kind of fix it. But yeah, the Magnum system is something I like. The third person for vehicles is weird for me personally, but I kind of like it. When I say it's weird, I feel like I'm stuck in a little box, which most you kind of are, but you know, it throws me off, and I'm not as used to it. The no health regen, I think, is a good thing. I didn't have any problems with it, although I kind of think they should make it so that no health regen below 50. So if you have like 45 health, then it goes back up to 50. But if you have 77, it will stay at 77. So below 50 is when you get some health regen, or if they do it at 25 or similar. Just here, by the way, this gameplay isn't actually classic mode. This is just the standard Battlefield 4 rush mode. I decided to give it a go, used a M39 ERM, and did pretty well with it. It's a good fun gun to use, and to be honest, DMRs are pretty good now. Now, final couple of things. Personally, I'd say I'm not really going to go back to classic mode. There wasn't really anything different for me, but I recommend giving it a go. It's good fun. It changes up the game a little bit, and who knows, you might enjoy it. But personally, I'm not going to go back to it, and it doesn't really change things up that different. It just makes it a little bit harder. So that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching another Blue Monsoon. I'll see you next time, guys. Blue Monsoon out.